Students, now let us start with your next poem. The name of the next poem is Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. Now let us know something about the poet first. John Keats, so just look at the pictures of John Keats. So he was an English romantic poet, and he belonged to the Romantic age of poetry. He was prominent in the second generation of Romantic poets with Lord Byron and P.B. Shelley. Though his poems were in publication for only 4 years before he died of tuberculosis at the age of 25. uh, he was born on 31st October 1795 and he died on 23rd February 1821. Okay, so this is about the poet, and now let me turn to your book also, your textbook. So now some details about his life. His was a very short life. He died at the age of 25, and he was born in London as the son of the keeper of a livery stable. Okay, so his father kept a stable, yes, where the horses are kept, where they are taken care of, fed. Okay. And John Keats was orphaned at 15 and taken out of school. So his both his parents died when he was only 15, and then he was taken out of school. As a boy, he worked as an apprentice first to a pharmacist and then a surgeon, but he soon dedicated himself to the writing of poetry. So, as a boy, he trained as a pharmacist first, then he also did training under a surgeon, but he gave up both the professions, and ultimately he started writing poetry. And all his poetical works fall within the brief span of 4 or 5 years. Yes, what you have to keep in mind is that because of his very short life, he wrote poetry. He could write poetry only for 4 or 5 years before he died. Right? And he wrote 54 poems in all, and he wrote remarkable poetry, very beautiful poetry in those that in that brief period of time during which he could write before death took him away. Okay. Now some more facts about his life, that he died of an incurable disease called tuberculosis. TB ajkal ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ. So today it is a very much curable disease, but in those days it was something that was incurable. Anyone who contacted tuberculosis was sure to die a very painful death. His own brother Tom also died of this disease only, and John Keats loved his brother very much, and he took care of his brother during his last days, and John Keats also contacted this disease. Brother also died, and soon afterwards he also had this disease, tuberculosis, and he also died of it. Okay, so this is his brief life. As you can make out, his was a very sad life. And what added to his miseries was his love for Fanny Brown. He was, who was a young girl of 18. Keats loved her very much, but she appears to be a fickle minded girl here who was not steadfast in her love for Keats. ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਏਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲਾ ਗਿਆ, ਐਂਡ ਹਿਜ਼ ਵਾਜ਼ ਅ ਸੈਡ ਲਾਈਫ. ਸੋ ਨਾਓ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਆਫ ਦਿਸ ਪੋਇਮ. ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲਿਖੀ ਗਈ, ਕਲੀਅਰ ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ. ਸੋ Ode to a Nightingale is a poem by John Keats, written either in the garden of the Spaniards in Hampstead, London, or according to Keats's friend Charles Armitage Brown, under a plum tree in the garden of Keats's house at Wentworth Place, also in Hampstead. Okay, so ਪੱਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨੇ ਪੋਇਮ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲਿਖੀ ਸੀ. ਸੋ one possibility is that he wrote it in the garden of the Spaniards in ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸਰਾਂ ਹੈਮਸਟੈਡ ਲੰਡਨ ਸੋ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਮਸਟੈਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਨੀਅਰਡਸ ਇਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਗਾਰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਔਰ as his friend says maybe he wrote it under a plum tree in the garden of his own house, the house that he had rented at Wentworth Place, again in Hampstead. Okay. The name of his friend was Charles Armitage Brown, and Keats shared a house with him in Hampstead, London. So ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ ਉਸੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਗਾਰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਘਰ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਚਾਰਲਸ ਆਰਮਿਟੇਜ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ according to Brown, a nightingale had built its nest near the house that he shared with Keats in the spring of 1819. So, Brown ਕੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਕੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ a nightingale had built its nest near the house that he shared with Keats in the spring of 1890. ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਈਟਿੰਗੇਲ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਪਰਿੰਗ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਨੈਸਟ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰਡ ਬਾਈ ਦ ਬਰਡਸ ਸੌਂਗ Keats composed the poem in one day. So ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀ poem ਲਿਖੀ. It soon became one of his 1819 odes. So 1819 odes simply means the odes that he wrote in 1819 and was first published in Annals of the Fine Arts the following July. The poem is one of the most frequently anthologized in the English language. So most frequently anthologized ਦਾ simply ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ this poem has found a place in maximum number of anthologies. Anthologies ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ collection of poems. ਠੀਕ ਸੋ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ poetry books ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ poem ਨੂੰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਸੋ ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ Ode to a Nightingale now. So let us first look at. Now this is a pictorial illustration. So this is a painting that has been inspired by this poem, Ode to a Nightingale. Okay. And now let us read the poem. Dekho ino hun. Ode to a Nightingale. My heart aches and a drowsy numbness pains my sense as though of hemlock I had drunk. So his heart pains. So open your books on page number 43 of your books. So Ode to a Nightingale. Ode is basically a poem of address. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ address ਕਰਕੇ poem ਲਿਖੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. So here he is addressing this poem to a nightingale. My heart aches. So the poet says that his heart pains. Clear? ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਕਲੀਫ ਹੈ. His heart is full of pain. And a drowsy numbness pains my sense. Clear? And he feels very numb. Clear? As if his senses have become numb. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸੁੰਨ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਫੀਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਸੋ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਫੀਲਿੰਗ drowsy, he is feeling numb. Clear? Drowsy also means sleepy. As though of hemlock I had drunk. It seems as if he has drunk a poisonous substance. Clear? So hemlock is basically a tree. Clear? Any part of this tree is not short of any poison. Clear? And it causes paralysis first. So hemlock is a poisonous plant that causes death. So it causes paralysis first and ultimately death. So बहुत poisonous plant हैगा. So उन्हें की लगता है कि he is becoming drowsy, his senses are becoming numb. उन्हें कोई sensation नहीं आ रही. As though of hemlock I had drunk. So he feels as if he has drunk hemlock. That is a very poisonous substance, poisonous plant. Or emptied some dull opiate to the drains. Or he feels as if he has taken some drug that contains opium. Opium ki hunda afeem. as if he has taken some drug that contains opium and he has drunk it to its last drops. Clear? To its last drop, ਅਖੀਰਲੀ ਬੂੰਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਰੱਗ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪੀ ਲਈ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਿਸ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਐਜ਼ ਇਫ his senses are becoming dead, as if his senses are becoming numb. 1 minute passed and Lethe wards had sunk. So 1 minute ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ he seems to have drunk the water of Lethe. Lethe is the name of a river that is fictional, and it is it is considered that the water of this river Lethe, it causes forgetfulness. ਕੀ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਲੀਥੀ ਦਾ, ਕਲੀਅਰ, it causes forgetfulness. So it is a river that has place in Greek mythology. So ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਵਾਲਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਸ ਨਦੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀ ਲਿਆ, that causes forgetfulness. It is not through envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thine happiness. So ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ as if his senses are becoming numb, and as if he is feeling very sleepy, drowsy. ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ it is not because of jealousy for your happy lot ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੁਕੱਦਰ, ਕਲੀਅਰ, ਕਿ I am listening to your song and if I am feeling like this, it is not because I am feeling jealous of your happy life, but being too happy in thine happiness. But this is because I am feeling too happy in your happiness. ਕਲੀਅਰ, ਕਿ ਤੇਰੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਫੀਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਬੇਹੋਸ਼ੀ ਛਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ. That thou light winged diet of the trees in some melodious plot of beechen green and shadows numberless singest of summer in full throated ease. Clear? ਕਿਉਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ why I am feeling so happy? Because I can imagine your happiness. Clear? That you, thou means you, light winged dryad of the trees in some melodious plot of beechen green and shadows numberless singest of summer in full throated ease. So क्यों मैनू इस तरह खुशी हो रही है? क्योंकि I can imagine the happiness of the nightingale, that happiness is making it sing with such full-throated ease. The nightingale is singing so beautifully of the beauties of summer, and it does not seem to feel any strain while singing. कि बहुत दिल खोल के गला खोल के जिहड़ी नाइटिंगेल है वो गा रही है. And what he imagines is that the nightingale is singing in some garden, in some place, melodious plot of beechen green, clear, and that place, not strictly garden you may say, because garden is something that is cultivated, clear. ਇੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਕੀ imagine ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ 'ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ there are a lot of beech trees. So beech trees ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ? very green trees that have perennial greenery, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਦਾ ਹਰੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ evergreen trees. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਕੀ ਇਮੈਜਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ the nightingale is singing at such a place where there are a lot of beech trees and shadows numberless, and the greenery is so very thick, the greenery is so very dense that even the light does not seem to reach the ground, and the trees are throwing numberless shadows, ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦਰਖਤ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪਰਛਾਵੇਂ ਪੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ. And so he imagines that place to be the place where nightingale is singing with such full-throated ease. ईज द मतलब ही कि विदाउट एनी स्ट्रेन. Okay, so here is again I am showing you this picture. So this is the place where he, so even a nightingale can be spotted. Okay, so ਇਹ ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਗੀਤ ਗਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸੁਰੀਲਾ ਗੀਤ ਗਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. Okay, so one thing that I have left out is that he calls nightingale the light winged. Okay, light winged ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਉੜਦੀ ਫਿਰਦੀ ਹੈ with light wings. Now dryad ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ? fairy. Okay, so it is a nymph basically. So again ਗ੍ਰੀਕ ਮਾਈਥੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਠੀਕ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ these beautiful creatures they live in the trees where the greenery is very thick. ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਪਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ. dryad, so light winged dryad of the trees. Now let us come back to the poem. ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ. Oh, for a draught of vintage that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth, tasting of flora and the country green, dance and provençal song and sunburnt mirth. ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ? He wants a drink of vintage. Vintage is a very fine wine, old wine. So it is said that the older the wine is, the better it is. So ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਮੰਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਿ he longs for a drink of vintage, of fine wine that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth. So he longs to have a drink that has been cooled for a long time in deep dug earth. ਡੀਪ ਡਗ ਅਰਥ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਗਹਿਰਾ ਖੋਦ ਕੇ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਵਾਈਨ ਨੂੰ ਦਬਾਇਆ ਹੋਵੇ. ਕਲੀਅਰ. ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਵਾਈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਦੇਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ 'ਚੋਂ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਹੋਵੇ. ਕਲੀਅਰ. ਸੋ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਾਈਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਕਲੀਅਰ. ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਉਹ ਸੋਚ ਰਿਹਾ, ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ? ਹੀ ਵਾਂਟਸ ਟੂ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਵਾਈਨ, ਕਲੀਅਰ, ਅ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਆਫ a draught of vintage that has been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੇਰ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਪਕਾਇਆ ਹੋਵੇ, ਸਿਕਿਆ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਮੈਚਿਓਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ. ਕਿੱਥੇ? ਧਰਤੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਬਾ ਕੇ. tasting of flora and the country green. And when one tastes it, it should have a taste of flowers and the greenery and the country green. Tasting of flora and the country green, and it should taste like flowers and the country green and the greenery, dance and provincial song and sunburnt mirth. And when one has that wine, one should be able to imagine the beautiful countryside, the dances, the songs, yeah, and the outdoor life that the people of that area have, and that makes them sunburnt. Sunburnt ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? They are dark in color because of the time that they spend outdoors, because of the dances that they have outdoors. mirth ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਕੀ? happiness. ਕਲੀਅਰ. ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ? ਸੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸਲ ਸੌਂਗ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਦ ਸੌਂਗਸ ਆਫ ਦ ਵਾਂਡਰਿੰਗ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ ਆਫ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਇਨ ਫਰਾਂਸ. ਸੋ ਫਰਾਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟਰੈਵਲਿੰਗ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ ਸੀਗੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਵਾਂਡਰਿੰਗ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ ਸੀਗੇ, ਭਟਕਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਗੀਤ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਡਾਂਸਿਸ. ਕਲੀਅਰ. ਸੋ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਪੀ ਕੇ he should be able to imagine the dances and the songs of provincial France, and he should also be able to imagine the happiness of those people who have become dark because of who are mirth ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ who are very happy people and who are not very white in color, very fair in color because of the long time that they spent outdoors. So ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਣ. He should have a taste of all those things, of those dances, of those songs, and he should also have a taste of the happiness that those people have. Oh, for a beaker full of the warm south, full of the true, the blushful hypocrine, with beaded bubbles winking at the brim and purple stained mouth. So again he wants a beaker full of, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ glass ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, clear? He wants to have a beaker full of warm south. Warm south simply means a wine from the south, a southern wine. Against southern south France, southern France, south of France. He wants to have a wine from the south of France. Clear? देखो ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ oh, for a beaker full of the warm south, full of the true, the blushful hypocrine. So again hypocrine ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ? Hypocrine is again a fountain. एक चश्मा हैगा कित्थे? On Mount Helicon. Clear? And it is supposed that whosoever drinks the water of hypocrine is sure to get poetic inspiration. कि ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹ पोइट्री लिख सकदा ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਚਸ਼ਮੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਏਗਾ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਬੀਕਰ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਾਈਨ ਉਹ ਪੀਏਗਾ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ which is comparable to the water of hypocrine. Clear? And that wine should be red in color. Blushful ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ. Clear? It should be red in color with beaded bubbles winking at the brim. Clear? And it should have bubbles, बुलबुले होने चाहिए, and bubbles that look like beads, मोतियां दी तरह दे bubbles, and they should be winking at the brim. Okay? They should be glowing at the edge of the beaker. Clear? So जिथे मूँह लगा के उन्हें पीना उत्थे वो वाले बुलबुले उठने चाहिए और मोतियां दी तरह वो टिमटिमाने चाहिए. And purple stained mouth, and when one has it, one should have a purple stained mouth, a mouth that is stained with purple color, that I might drink and leave the world unseen, and with thee fade away into the forest dim. So ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਪੀਵੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ he should be able to leave the world unseen. He should be able to leave this world and nobody should come to know of this, and he would want to fade away into the forest, into the dim forest. Dim the matlab hai ki that is not brightly lit. So now I make an end here and I'll continue with this poem in my next lecture, and I hope you have understood something of this beautiful poem.